What's going on, guys? It's Zach from Ocean Break Media, and today we're actually going to get into the psychology of social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, and we're going to be seeing how you can use psychology to actually target a specific audience and trick their brains into actually following you and giving you a follow and actually purchasing from your brand. We work with service-based businesses, so we left the link down below for any service-based businesses, whether you're looking to scale from 10K, 20K, 30K, doesn't matter, but we left that link down below to schedule a call with us. But with that out of the way, let's get to the video. One thing a lot of businesses do wrong, whether you're selling a product or a service, is the way they brand it. So people see branding as, their logo, their font, their colors of their business, but it's way more than that. It goes way deeper, and when you actually figure it out and you realize that it does go way deeper, this is really where some strategies are going to come in that are actually going to grow your business significantly. So the first thing with branding is actually branding it in a way where it targets your audience. So branding is more than the colors, like I said, your logo, but it's actually how your customer relates to your brand or your service, whatever it happens to be, and how they can connect with your business. When people buy a product, it's not mainly because of the actual product or the color of it or the style of it, but it's actually just because there's this specific audience that they want to relate to when they're buying the product. For instance, I'm going to give a good example of this is the Stanley Cup. Now, the Stanley Cup had $7 million in sales a couple years ago, and then most recently they did $750 million in sales in just a year just because of how much it grew. Now, the reason it grew is there was a huge demand for them. Now, what was happening is in schools, let's say for instance, other girls were wanting to buy these Stanleys just to relate to their friends. They didn't buy this Stanley because they actually wanted a huge cup to bring to school, but it's actually more because they wanted to relate to these girls. So when you have something they can relate to, I'm not too familiar with Stanley, how they marketed, but when you actually make a product or a service, you have to relate it to something. So for instance, let's say Nike is sports performance wear. Let's say another brand, let's say Gymshark. It's gym. It's people who go to the gym. That's their target audience and their target market. So when you build your brand and your content around a specific actual focus, this is what's going to get a lot more people to relate to your brand and then actually go forward in purchasing your product or your service. Now, a lot of people get this wrong because they'll do this, but they won't actually make a product that's so high of value and such a good product that it's worth their time, spreading the word or anything like that, or leaving a good review. And when this happens, your brand reputation will suffer, and you might get a bunch of sales at first just from first releasing, but after that you're gonna just crash. The next thing, and we've made videos on this before, is the actual content that you're putting out. Videos and images captures people's attention so much more quicker than text-based ad creatives do. And this is because the brain processes images and videos so much faster. So when they see an image, instantly they know what it is. They can relate to it. Versus if they see, just some text, it's going to take them a lot longer to actually read it. And the brain processes things so fast, they'll just skip through your post before they actually take time to review your brand and review your content. So to really capture people's attention, on these social platforms, you kind of have to mess with their minds. So, when they scroll past your post, so you have to make a post that's so compelling and has so much interest and so much value that, even if they don't click on it, they're thinking about it later, like, oh, I should have clicked on that post. Like, I'm really curious about, what this is. It could be going to the moon. I'm going to the moon for 24 hours. People want to see that. You have to make content and videos about, your service or your brand so interesting and bring so much value that the people cannot not click on it. Now, another thing when you're actually creating content is the value that it's bringing. There's different types of content, and your viewers want to see content that's entertaining, interesting, valuable, and, they can learn stuff from it. So when you have content that's entertaining, valuable, interesting, and educational, the actual algorithms on these platforms like Instagram and Facebook actually want to promote that content more just because more people, like that content. So when they're viewing your content longer, it's going to keep them on their platform, and that's what the platform wants. They want people on their platform so they can make more money. So when you're kind of working with the algorithm, your content and the algorithm are working together, and you're publishing content that serves for both, that's the content that's going to do the best just because it's serving both platforms, whether it's your business or your personal brand or the algorithm itself. Combining these two to make content, this is really where the algorithms are going to push your content out to as many people as possible. And when you're making good enough content that it keeps people engaged and it kind of makes a psychological trigger that makes them want to purchase, this is where so many sales are going to come in. So this is kind of a short, uncut, and raw video, but it has a ton of value, and I thank you so much for watching. I just ask that you like, comment, and subscribe down below, because every single week we're going to be posting content, for businesses, some valuable content. We also left that link down below for any businesses actually interested in scaling, or whether you're just looking to get started, scaling from 10K, 20K, 50K, it doesn't matter. But we left that link down below to schedule a call with us. But that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one.